Hello, I'm Andy, and I'm going to read to you a program called Tarot Monthly Horoscope for July 2019, and especially for you coming from Pisces. So I'm going to shuffle my cards again and talk to you about the first 15 days of July. And I'll first tackle your area of the job and see what it says. It's a good card. It says that if you're not given authority or power, that doesn't mean you must leave your job. Stay where you are. It will come later. So don't let your ego surface too strongly. You work for money, and therefore the money situation seems to be all right, except for the status part of it. So control that part of it, and your first 15 days of July should be good enough. Now I will talk to you about your business and finances for your first 15 days. Well, it's a problem card. It's all about money being stuck somewhere. And it says it's not going to very easily untangle itself. So, what you need to do is to become aware. You do not want to look for extra money to expand. Stay as you are, consolidate your position, which means whatever you have right now in your hands in business, keep that going as smoothly as possible. So, don't allow your ego to take root and don't allow to dominate or want to compete with anybody, because if you do that, then you may get into financial difficulties. There's not enough that you can finish what you start. So it's simple as that. Just take it easy in the first 15 days and you should be fine. Now we will go to romance, new or old. So let's look at your card. I'll tackle your new romance with this card. And for you coming from Pisces, it says you will find a romance partner in the first 15 days of July who will be very dominating and very stubborn. So you don't want to give your heart away too quickly, or you'll come under the control of somebody. And so take your time. If you meet somebody in the first 15 days of July, take your time about it. And as I said, just pace with it. I'm not asking you to cancel the romance out altogether. Pace for it, and then wait until perhaps the second half of the month to see what I'm going to say about it. Now we will go to your ongoing romance for the first 15 days. Your ongoing romance is pretty steady, except for some blow-ups, which means either you have a bad temper or your ongoing romance partner has a bad temper. So since it's you listening to me, tell yourself, I'm going to keep my temper very much under control. I'm not even going to dominate in this first 15 days, and you will see that the improvement will become better and better as far as your ongoing romance is concerned. Now we will go to marriage and family. So let's see, marriage and family. Well, if you're married, it's a good card in the sense that support is coming for you all the time from your marriage partner. The negative side of this card is that somebody will not budge. Is it you or is it your marriage partner? It could be about a decision you have to make about anything. So I would advise you, looking at this card, to be more friendly, to be more flexible, to be more negotiable. And you will see that this first 15 days in your marriage will become better and better and better. That's all you have to do sometimes, some simple things like that. Now I'm going to talk to you about your last 16 days of July, and I will tackle your area of job first. It's a very good card, I can tell you. It's a card of sunshine, which means you are coming into a new phase of life. For your last 16 days, your ego is very bright. The possibilities are very, very nice. And I'm going to talk to you about job with this card. You can either find a new job or you will find a new position in your present job, which will enlighten you in the sense that you'll feel very proud of this situation that you have created for yourself. And even monetary areas are very good. So you are rising up into something better in the last 15 days where job is concerned. What about business and finances if you're in business? Let's see what the card says. Well, the card says that many things you expect are going to be delayed. There's always that black moon. So the frustration will be there waiting for things. So be careful, don't start things in a big hurry. Don't be impatient, don't be hasty. Once you do that, you will start some things and then the delays will take place. And you can see that on the left hand of this lady, all the water is going out. So all that you have put in hastily and impatiently will all be wasted. So don't be impatient, don't be hasty in the last 16 days. Bide your time, go slow and do more research. Now, in your last 16 days, what about a new romance? Let's see. Last 16 days. Yes, you can find one. In fact, you have more than one possibilities, it says here in this card. But the person you will choose will be the one who will be the most aggressive, because this person will also have leadership qualities about him or about her. And so you will choose this aggressive person. And so that's why the last 16 days for you are not really bad, but you are not going to be left with much control. You'll have to give that away. And if you're willing to do that just to keep that person happy, then go right ahead, because it's only 16 days that I'm talking about after all. Now, about your ongoing romance, let's see what happens. If you have an ongoing romance, I'm sorry to say, I fear that there is a danger of separation during your last 15 days of July. So all you have to do to avoid this is to just, rather than look away, rather than argue, rather than quarrel, just be a person who understands the problems if you can, and give more room, give more space to your ongoing romance partner. That way it can survive. Otherwise, there's a danger of you losing out. Now, what about marriage in the last 16 days? So let me shuffle the cards. And let's see. Your marriage is fine. It's only perhaps you see the sign of Saturn on the bottom. That means that past differences, past problems, past difficulties, they seem to making their way back in these last 16 days. So the blame game may start, and you don't want to do that. So, and the arguments may start, and you don't want to do that. And if you don't do all that, you'll find that your base will be pretty strong. And as I said, it's only 16 days of July that I'm talking about, the last 16 days. And that will pass quickly, and before you know it, you'll be clear of all these difficulties. Now I'm going to talk to you about your lucky ages. There will be some people from Pisces who will be of these lucky ages that the cards are going to reveal, and they'll be very lucky completely. This is the card of growth, so I'm going to choose the number. I'm going to choose the ages as, if you happen to be the ages of 20 or 29 or 38 or 47 or 56 or 65 or 74, then you're going to be one very lucky person. And you're going to find that whatever you try and do is going to give you many dividends. And whether in job, whether in business, whether in romance, whether in marriage, whether in lotteries, whether anywhere, you will have the chance of being lucky. So if you're not of these ages which I've just mentioned, then you'll have to see me for a 90-minute session, which will cost you USD $50. But we'll talk about that later. Now I want to talk to you about your lucky dates, DATES. And let me see. Well, it's a card of new beginnings. So I'm going to say that the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, and the 29th of July are going to be very good for you and make you extremely lucky. So bookmark these dates. Is it to hunt for romance? Is it to make your romance better? Is it to make your marriage wonderfully happy? Is it to have more safety in your job and better chance in your business in any area? So bookmark these dates and days and nights and go out and enjoy yourself. And now I'm going to give you direction energy. Why direction energy? Because direction energy is because 9 planets have surrounded Earth. That's our solar system. And so when we look left or right or straight or back, we're going to face a planet or another. So let the cards tell you for inspiration, which are you're coming from Pisces, which are the directions that you should face. Well, from this card, I'm going to ask you to face southeast. So facing southeast is going to produce plenty of opportunities and give you the inspiration you want. allow you to say and do things, everything right. So to get this inspiration, face southeast as much as you can, and you'll find that you will get everything right, and more than that, you'll be rewarded as well. Well, that's the news for you. Now, I have a 90-minute session, and during this 90 minutes, I'll use your date of birth and time of birth and look at your palms to talk to you about your next 7, 8, or 9 years. And I'll talk about all areas of your life. I'll give you your personal lucky lottery numbers, I'll give you your lucky days, your lucky colors, your lucky gemstones, your lucky directions, a lot of energy, luck from the universe. And so that will cost you USD $50, and to know your next 7, 8, or 9 years. And so send me that email at andyhoro9, ANDIHORO9, the number 9 at gmail.com. And I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Until then, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you and goodbye.